Jonathan Scott is happy to answer questions about his impending wedding to Zooey Deschanel, but admitted that they still need to figure it out during an exclusive interview with Us Weekly. "I'm actually sick and tired of myself not figuring it out yet," Jonathan, 46, said while promoting his new show with brother Drew Scott titled "Don't Hate Your House with the Property Brothers." "We haven't had any progress. We've just been having a ton of fun." Drew, 46, chimed in, noting that people need to know when the wedding will take place. "My schedule is tied to his schedule," Drew added. "I can't plan vacations. I can't do anything." Drew's wife, Linda Fan, even told him not to ask his twin about the wedding date. "We got engaged, not this August, but the previous August. We've assumed maybe it would be this year or something," Jonathan said of the nuptials. "But the first text I got was from Drew saying, 'All right, I'm going to need to get the dates because this isn't convenient for me.'" Despite the lack of plans, what he and Deschanel, 44, want in terms of a wedding hasn't changed at all. Jonathan told us in June that their goal is to keep it intimate in terms of guest list. "The main thing they are looking for is a kick-ass party with the people we love," he said at the time. "The ceremony and the pomp and circumstance, we'll get that out of the way, and then it's the reception," Jonathan added. "It's going to be a blast." He also suspected that their relationship wouldn't change at all with the new labels of husband and wife. "I already play that role," Jonathan said. He met Deschanel in 2019 when they filmed an episode of Carpool Karaoke, and they formed a friendship at first. Once Jonathan realized that the actress had split from her ex-husband, Jacob Pechenik, things turned romantic. Deschanel and Pechenik's marriage came to an end in 2020 after nearly 4 years. They share kids Elsie Otter, 8, and Charlie Wolf, 6. With not much wedding planning on the forefront of his mind as of late, Jonathan was able to team up with brother Drew for their new HGTV show, "Don't Hate Your House with the Property Brothers." "I think we showcase real stories, and if anyone's done a renovation recently, they can appreciate when you come across a hidden problem and it's a huge expense," Jonathan said of the show. "One of the houses we discovered a $50,000 hidden problem, and that is devastating news to receive, especially when you're already maxed out your budget." The duo had one specific hope in mind for this show. "Our goal was to help people love their home," Jonathan said. "Your home should work hard for you to make life easier, and you see the raw side of people flipping out and losing their minds, but you also see these beautiful renovations in the end." Fueled by their genuine charisma, expertise, and passion for transforming homes, Drew Scott and Jonathan Scott's growing television empire is expanding yet again with their latest HGTV series, "Don't Hate Your House with the Property Brothers." The beloved twins, whose realm of programming includes fan-favorite shows like Property Brothers, backed by the Bros and Celebrity IOU, are taking on a new mission: helping homeowners transform their flawed properties into spaces that finally suit their needs. In an interview with Collider about the series airing on HGTV and streaming on Max, the brothers explained how the challenging housing climate inspired their new approach. But while there are a plethora of relatable frustrations and unique challenges they face with homeowners, there was one project in particular that was the absolute worst, according to the twins. "The last 2 episodes of this season are our parents," Jonathan laughs with Collider. "It is so fun to see. The challenge with them was they were already living in their dream home in their dream place in the Rocky Mountains, where they met 55 years ago. We renovated a place for them, but they really wanted to be closer to the grandkids. So we've moved them into this beautiful place in Santa Monica, but the house hadn't been updated since the 50s and had every problem you can imagine." While Drew points out that a lot of people are so fed up with their house, they hate it because they've been living in something that doesn't work for them, the two aim to create spaces that not only function for families, but also foster connection, whether it's for those in need of privacy or a couple adjusting to newfound space. As the twins share, their hardest renovation so far has been the one for their parents. Don't Hate Your House with the Property Brothers has its fair share of challenges this season. Anyone who's done renovation can appreciate how maddening it can be. You want to rip your hair out, Jonathan says. But everybody has a completely different problem that they need to solve. You see the gamut of these issues in this episode of the show, from the folks who rescue 5 dogs, and that's causing marital problems, and their kitchen, which was gross before it was so bad. Drew echoes his older twin, admitting how this leaves a lot of families fed up and hate their homes because they're living in something that doesn't work for them. For example, one homeowner we have, she's a single mom with 2 kids. One of the kids was living in her bedroom with her, sleeping in there. She had no door on her bathroom or the bedrooms. There's just no privacy, no private space for her or the kids. Things like that will drive you nuts, but it's so expensive nowadays, especially in areas like Los Angeles. You can't afford to be able to move into a new house. Outside factors like realtor fees and taxes also create a lot of conflict for these individuals seeking help. So, to try and find a way to help these people get the emotion out of it, we'll make a decision with their current home. They can make it actually work for them. It's heartwarming to see how it changes their lives, Drew says. Unlike other renovation shows in the Property Brothers catalog that may focus on the aesthetic or structural aspects of a home, Don't Hate Your House with the Property Brothers goes a little deeper by exploring how a home's layout and functionality directly impact family dynamics and overall well-being. As seen in the series premiere, Canine Conundrum, which features an awkward kitchen layout that leads to daily frustrations between a couple. Jonathan says a home's design can sometimes be at the heart of family issues. The amount of fighting that happened in that household leads us to our new show, Divorce. Jonathan jokes while touching on the tension caused by poor design in shared spaces. However, as he explains, the solution often lies in restructuring the client's house to create more functional boundaries. In cases where both partners work from home, they may find themselves in competition for space and privacy. They don't have anywhere with walls where they can close the door, so how can you have 2 people exist in a space? He says, adding how the couple in question required more open space in the kitchen to alleviate their frustrations. For their solution, we needed to eliminate walls so they could be separated. But beyond the emotional challenges and lifestyle improvements, their show also addresses the financial realities of older home renovations. When faced with unexpected repairs, like the couple who found themselves in the 1929 home, many find themselves unprepared for sudden expenses that can derail a project. In that episode, it was a $50,000 problem that we uncovered, Jonathan says, adding how often he and his twin Drew act like therapists for their clients. While the team was able to work around the issue, he advises anyone tackling an older home renovation should expect surprises. If you have your budget as it is, there's no contingency, no room for it. You're gonna be disappointed. You always come across something unexpected, he says. For Drew and Jonathan, Don't Hate Your House with the Property Brothers has been more than a renovation show. It's been a deeply personal journey into understanding what families call home. While working closely with homeowners facing challenges they might never experience themselves, the brothers have gained fresh insight into what truly matters for their clients. We're in our own little bubble, right? We know how we live, but we don't always know how everybody else lives, Drew admits, saying it really opens their eyes up to what's important to some families. He further shares that becoming a parent with his wife, Linda Fan, has expanded his perspective even further, saying, having a 5-month-old and a 2.5-year-old gives me a whole new perspective of how parents live in a homicide from how it was when it was just Linda and me. Jonathan, who wears his heart on his sleeve quite often, reflects on the emotional impact these transformations have on him, as well as the families, admitting that the older he gets, the more of a blubbering mess he becomes. Something as simple as handing over the keys to the homeowners after a renovation sincerely resonates with him. It's truly something special. My hope is that we can inspire people to realize if you can get through the stuff that you hate about your house in the end, it's gonna be for the better. Home is more than just a physical space for him too. As Jonathan notes, it's about creating a sanctuary for loved ones. At the end of the day, it's all about having a space where you can surround yourself with your loved ones and really have a place that works harder for you